This Lion Legend episode is a family affair. Joining us, we have three individuals that played in 184 total basketball games at UNA, combining to score 2,278 points while leading UNA to the Final Four, a national championship, and ushering the Division I basketball era. Thank you to Maurice Stafford, Fred Stafford, and Kendall Stafford for taking the time to join us in this Lion Legend roundtable of sorts. We have Maurice, who made it to the Final Four in 1984. His brother Fred won a national championship in 1991, and Fred's son Kendall played on UNA's first ever Division I basketball team. And Maurice will open up on the Stafford legacy at UNA with you. And all three of you guys also played at Northeast Mississippi Community College. How did you lead the way to North Alabama?
Well, Bill Jones and Gary Elliott was the coach over at that time, and they knew Coach Mathis and them, and some guys down at Edawamba had told them about us. They were just sort of shopping around different places, and Coach Jones asked me to come by one day and look at the gym and look at the tradition. And when I got there, I just fell in love with it. Meeting a lion and a tiger, so just stayed in the lion tiger family.
Making it to the Final Four in 1984, what was your career like as a whole for you?
Well, the first year we got there, we were 13-13, and we had about 13. I'm gonna say we had 12 out of the 15 players were new players, JUCO players, and also high school players. And we lost a lot of ball games that year, probably by 1 point. And then the second year we got together. We put everything together. We won a lot of those games, but it was great. I enjoyed it. If I had to do it over again, I would choose UNA again.
Brad, over to you now. You come to UNA in 1989, following in your older brother's footsteps. What was the decision like for you to follow him to North Alabama?
Well, when Mo was there, we'd go over a lot and see him play, and kind of got used to the place. Enjoyed it, fell in love with it, going watching him play. And it wasn't a big decision. I kind of want to follow brother footsteps.
And you were on our 1991 national championship team. We had you on the round table, MVP of that game. But again, for you, the thrill of winning a national championship at UNA, just what's it mean now?
Now looking back over this, it's unreal. Growing up, you always think about playing college ball and winning the national championship, and it happened. It's one of those things that came true, and it felt great, still feels great.
So Kendall, over to you now, and like the Stafford legacy, you started out at Northeast Mississippi, then you come to North Alabama. What was the decision like for you to follow the Stafford name to UNA?
I would say it was kind of just like I fell at place because they was really my first offer, and then Coach McCarter and Coach Champagne stayed in touch with me all the time. So I fell right in place, and then my dad and my uncle went there, so I felt like I had something to prove. So I went there, and just played my all into it.
So Kendall, staying over there with you, all conference at the Division II level, then you get to play on UNA's first Division I team. So when you think back to the success that your father and uncle had, and then getting to usher in the new era of UNA basketball just recently, have you thought about how special that is?
It's pretty big, honestly, to say you played on I played on the first Division I team, because it's a big thing in UNA, and then I always wanted to play D1 coming up as a kid, so it was a big deal to me.
So you all three accomplished so much, and I want to go around and hear sort of what each of you thought of the others' accomplishments and how much it might have inspired you during your career. And we'll start talking about Maurice, and makes it to the Final Four, Gulf South Conference Player of the Year. Fred, what was it like watching your older brother have so much success at UNA?
I mean, it was fun. You love the game of basketball, and you're watching someone in your family, your older brother, play, and he's doing well. It was an enjoy to watch.
And then Maurice, over to you. I mean, you make the Final Four, then you watch Fred go and win a national championship. How proud were you of him and his accomplishments?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Fred was what they call 20. I was a 20, and Kendall ended up, I'm gonna say, being the 6'5", a little bit taller person of us. But I got opportunity to see Fred and them when they played against Maurice State, and that was my first time getting a chance to really seeing them play. And after that game that night, they upset Maurice State up there. I knew they had an opportunity to win a national championship. And from top to bottom, I mean, they were loaded, and they all played well together. Everybody knew their roles, and it was just great, and it was fun seeing them play.
And Kendall, for you, your dad won a national championship. Your uncle had a great career, and you got an aunt that was an outstanding college basketball player as well. We'll touch on her in just a second. But how motivating was that for you to hear about the success of the other members of your family?
I had to hear about it since I really became old enough to know about basketball. So I always thought I had big shoes to fill. But, like, I never felt any pressure to just be as good as them. I just went and played my own game.
Brad, let's talk about your son for just a second. Seeing his accomplishments, the first Division I team at UNA, getting to watch him inside of Flowers Hall, what were those moments like?
It was big for me. I mean, I've always wanted him to play Division I basketball, and it's something that he's always strived to accomplish. And I was very proud for him to make it there, and him to make all GSC and D2, and then they become UNA become Division I, and he's on that first Division I team. It was special.
Maurice, is there anything you can add about Kendall and the successful run he had?
Well, I was here at Northeast when they had that first good successful season his sophomore year here, and then also getting a chance to see him play up there. It was just it was great. I mean, like I said, I've watched Kendall, and Kendall's had a ball in his hand since he was probably 2 years old. It's just unbelievable. He just had a knack for it, and sort of now we got some more coming, but Kendall has always, like I say, floated right through there and got the job done. And it was great watching him.
So let's break down each of your games on the court, and we'll hear from each of you to get you to describe your game and then describe each other's games. And Maurice, we'll start with you. In 1984, you set an NCAA Division II record of 75% field goal percentage. That stood for a good run. It now ranks 4th all time. But in your own words, what kind of player were you?
Well, long, lanky, long arms. I could finish around the goal. Love to use the backboard. Love to use the hook shot. Love to dunk the ball. Love to run the floor. Fast break. Rebound, block shots. Like I said, I have about a 6'11" arm span, which and about a 6'4" body frame. And that adds a little bit leverage for you.
For Fred and Kendall, what are the things you might have seen from Maurice's game that maybe translated to your game?
He always gave his all. He was hard-nosed out on the floor.
Say the rebounding part got me playing so big. That got me for real.
So Fred, you come along, all-tournament team on the championship run, CBS Player of the Game in the national championship. A lot of people have talked about your defensive playing, big shots at times. Break down your game for us.
On that team, I was a role player. My role was to stop the other team's best player. So defensive player, I could score, but I could shoot the jumper. Didn't shoot it a whole lot. I like to finish around the rim. I like running the floor and getting those layups, or running the floor, penetrating and dishing. But my main thing was I was a team player. I did whatever it took. I mean, because there was games I played positions 1 through 4. So whatever it took, I was willing to do it.
Maurice, for you, any memories of watching Fred and the kind of player he was?
Well, like he said, he was a great defense specialist, and Fred and Kendall and myself, all I say this much about all of us. We were all unselfish. We were team players, and our teammates looked up to us. We were leaders for our teams. So, that's just a characteristic, I say, of our family,
And
mom and dad.
Kendall, your dad was your coach in middle school. Hearing his stories about him playing, maybe seeing some film, what are some of the things he instilled in you?
Just to always go hard, give it all you got every time you get on the floor. The IQ, he installed my IQ, get it higher, I guess. And he really made me work on my game a lot, so it helped me.
Kendall, you were second team All-Goal South Conference pick. I counted up 11 double-doubles in your career at UNA, but how would you describe your basketball play?
I'm more of like a smooth, relaxed guy. I like to rebound, play a little big inside sometimes, but I'm really more of a shooter, I would say to myself. I gotta have a little isolation game, and I try to play a little defense here and there.
Maurice, for you, do you see much Fred and Kendall when he's playing?
Yes, like I said again, I saw. Well, on the other hand, Fred, him and Phyllis, I was gone and I was in coaching at that time. I really didn't get a chance to see them play a whole lot from their high school and JUCO years and on to 4 year. But when I got an opportunity to see them play, I tried to get down and see them play. And they did a good job.
Fred, did you ever watch Kendall out on the floor and feel like you might have been watching yourself?
At times he moves like me. We sort of move up in the same manner. We have the same mannerisms on the floor.
So you guys played in a lot of games at UNA, accomplished a lot, and have some career numbers I want to throw at you and just see, out of the three of you guys, who you think had the better career numbers just in a couple of categories. And we'll start with field goal percentage. Of the three of you, which one do you think had the highest field goal percentage?
Probably Mo.
Maurice, 66.6%. Fred, you were 49.3%. Kendall was 44.8%. This next one, Maurice, for you, there wasn't a three-point shot, but three-point field goal percentage.
Kendall
was 38.5. He had 105 career threes in 2 seasons. Fred was 30.1 with 35 makes. Of course, the three-point shot is sort of soared to popularity. Free throw shooting competition amongst the three of you.
Probably Fred.
And it was Fred, 68.6%. Kendall, 65.9%. And then Maurice, 62.9%. And you guys have talked about some rebounding. One final number. Out of the three of you, who do you think has the most career rebounds?
Kendall, probably.
And Kendall is the answer, 439. Maurice, you had 382. Fred, 289. So some fun with numbers, outstanding for all three of you. And there's more to the Stafford basketball legacy. Let's talk about your sister Phyllis. Throw her into the mix. And we'll throw out some of her accolades. 65-1 record in 2 years at Northeast Mississippi Community College. She lost in the national championship game 1 year, won it the next season, had an outstanding career at Ole Miss, where they made the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight her senior year. But Phyllis, growing up with her in the household, what was her basketball story like?
Well, for me, like I said again, I was gone playing ball in college and coaching, so I really didn't get a chance to see them, but maybe a couple games. And when I did get a chance to see them, I would always go watch them. Matter of fact, every time I would see Van Chancellor, he said, if I had 5 Phyllis Staffords, I'd win a national championship. That's what he used to tell me all the time. I don't road recruit. But she was a heck of a player. Phyllis was like us, too. She played hard. She left everything on the floor. She could finish on the other end, rebound on one end, finish on the other end. Team player. So, and she's just aggressive today as she was back then.
Well, while we were in high school, we played against the girls team would scrimmage the boys team, and she was very aggressive. I mean, she broke a guy's nose in practice one day. She made this one hit a guy in the mouth with her elbow. He bit his tongue almost completely off. While I think her senior year, she broke 2 girls' nose playing her senior year. I mean, she's very aggressive, all around player, very aggressive, and she's mean. She was mean on the court. I mean, she didn't take any prisoners. When she went on the court, she was out there to win.
She wasn't dirty. She just sometimes people noses and whatever got in the elbow way. I mean, but she just play hard.
So as we start wrapping this up, you guys accomplished so much at UNA, but those accomplishments didn't stop at North Alabama. You've all continued to do great things. And Maurice, your coaching career is taking you all over. Take us through some of the highlights and where you're at today.
Well, basically, I started out at UT Martin and was there for several years with Sharman Coley. Left there and got with Coach Wayne Bird at North Alabama and recruited some top talent there, and left there and got with Joy Lee McNellis at University of Memphis, got some top talent there. And I had opportunity to come home and help out at Northeast Mississippi Community College with the men and women. And we put together some good teams down here, several All-Americans here. And now I'm in student services. I enjoy what I'm doing. I got an 8-year-old grandson. Like I said, again, he's like Kendall. That's the next one to look for one day.
Hopefully he'll be at UNA soon. And Fred, your coaching career, you've won numerous state championships. Take us through some of the highlights.
Well, when I graduated UNA, I was got into the grad assistantship program there at UNA under Coach Elliott and Coach Gamble. And then I left there and went to Biggersville and coached for several years. And that's where I won my first state championship as a coach, boys basketball there. I was an assistant there. Left there, went to Memphis and coached for a little while. Left Memphis and went to Middleton High School. I think we made the quarterfinals of state while I was at Middleton. Left Middleton and came closer to home, got at Corinth High School. That's where I coached Kendall there for while he was in junior high, middle school. I think maybe his 11th grade year, I moved up and took the high school girls job. And while coaching the high school girls, they won the first ever division championship, took them to state that same year. That was the first ever division championship at Corinth for the girls program. Corinth's girls program had only had they've only had 3 winning seasons in the program's history, and I have 2 of those winning seasons. Left Corinth High School. I'm at H.W. Byers High School now. That's where I'm presently at, and coaching high school girls and middle school boys.
And Kendall, for you, you just wrapped up playing at UNA, but you went overseas to Germany and had a great run. Tell UNA fans a little bit about where you were and what the experience was like.
UNA fans, I was in Wilhelmsburg, Germany. It's close to Munich. It's like an hour away out of Munich. It was a pretty good experience. I got to meet some good people, played with some good people. It was pretty different, I guess. I mean, I had to get used to the language or whatever, but I couldn't really communicate with them in that aspect. But they taught pretty good English to me, so I could fit in or whatever. But as in basketball was pretty good. I loved it being over there. I felt at home once I got on the court. It was nothing that was in my way.
Stafford basketball legacy at UNA has been a great one. We appreciate all the time. And any last thoughts or comments to say about UNA basketball and the Stafford family?
Go Lions.
Roar Lions. Thank you all for the time.
Thank you.